Right, somebody was asking about how I make my boxes. I've just done one, massive one, for my Tim Holtz stamps. Hold on. It'd be hard to show you because it's quite big. The hole's about 30. Okay. I'll put a picture in anyway. Okay, but yeah, I've done a big one, and my prototype was the little one. I cut it with my laser, so be able to. It's similar to this one, but on a bigger scale. So it's like really hard to show you. And someone was asking how I put them together, so I thought I would show. I mean, it's not rocket science really, because you just cover them. So I am going to show you how to put it together. But this bit here, I was just tried a bit of walnut stain. I wondered what it looked like, and it was actually quite nice. So you do have to watch when I cut them out. They need to be, you need to know where they go, because there's a lot of turning else and they don't fit. It's strange. It's a box generator online. You just search box generators and you can make your own boxes, and then you can cut them out. So some have lids and all that, but I didn't want lids. So yep, so all I do is cut it with my laser. Okay, I download it as an SVG, similar to what you would cut with your pre-cut or your silhouette or scan and cut, and then you cut it out. This is 3mm MDF. It's a Medite, it's called. It's a safe one. So yeah, so that sort of slots in there. It's quite tight, this design, but that's better. Then you don't have to use so much glue. I tap mine in with a hammer, but you have to be careful because it is only 3mm MDF, and that goes there. That's it. Okay. I'll get it right in a minute. I can't even read my own writing. So, yeah, I don't find them the easiest things to put together, I must say, but it's worth the effort. So you have to excuse me. I might fast forward this bit. Okay. And you need to put it in quite a bit so that it all matches up, but I tap mine in after a bit. So okay. It's a bit hard when you're videoing as well, because I can't put my head forward. Yeah, there we go. I need to tap that one in a bit first. Okay. I've got a little hammer, and I'll tap along this line here. I'm just going to put those in. I glue mine after. I don't worry about it now, just in case I don't get it right. There's not much daylight there at all, if any, none. Okay, and what I do then is I will put some glue on the joins. Any PVA you do. And I don't worry about it if I get it on here, because I'm covering it, okay? So I don't mind at all. any box makers watching me now be going, no, you don't do it like that. So, nice. And this one I'm hoping will fit the Tim Holtz, you know, the actual, these ones. I think I measured it right. The new dies, you know, the file folders it's got. So, oh yes, perfect. And I think that looked nice then. So I have to put them in when they're all decorated. I've cut loads out. I was at my sister's last week and cut loads of stuff out. I haven't done any videos on it yet because I had a busy week last week and I wasn't feeling very well, but my ears are getting better, definitely. So thanks everybody. Yeah, I think it was a bit of tinnitus and I don't know what else, but like being in an aeroplane, that's all I can. But also a little bit of tinnitus because there was a little bit of noise and all that going on, but and an echo. So it's getting there. It's been about 4 or 5 days now, but yeah, it's starting to ease now. I'm not so echoey when I talk. Right, so wait for that to dry and then I'll be back. Okay, it's not totally dry, but it'll be fine for me. Now, what you normally do, okay, is you measure, because the inside is smaller than the outside. I measure like that and then find it, and then I'll measure here, but I'll measure from inside that bit there to that bit there. Okay, now to get this shape here, right, there's 2 things you can do, which I think I've done it on my first one. I've done it that way. Is before I put the box together, I drew around this, which gave me a template, okay, to copy. But if you haven't done that and you've made it like I've done, then I'm not saying this is what's going to happen. You would, after you cut your piece of paper, you know, that there, you stick that on, let it dry, and then, I mean, this will be a lot smaller, and then you actually sandpaper these bits off, and that gives a really good edge as well, and then you ink up, okay, and it works perfectly. I do it with the nail file like this, and just go in like that, and then you get your shape, okay, which I've done it on the little one. Oops. Just take them out. Yeah. Okay, so I sanded all around here and then I inked up. Alright, and that's how I done that one. But I cheated today and I cut it out with the laser. So all I had to do was cut these bits off the ones that go inside, yeah, and the bottom, because I know it's 2 inches. Okay, so then that fits in there. Okay, and then I had to cut all the bits off around this one. Oh, that's not it. That's the bit I got left. Put that in there because I thought that would make a nice something to go in there, because I'm going to keep it plain inside, because the things I'm going to put in there are going to be quite decorative, but I'm going to use that one for the outside. Yeah, so I cut them all off and then cut all the knobbly bits off of this one so it was all the way round. So, and then that fits in there. Then you glue it. And yeah, so I thought it'd look nice, this different for me, to keep these so I can see them. You see, so that fits on there, and I'm going to glue that down just for something different in the box. I thought it looked quite nice because it burns the edges as it cuts, you see, so it's a lot darker, and I like that. So I'm going to keep it. So I'm going to do the inside first. What I'll do with this. Yeah, this way. I hate to covering that up, but just got to make sure there's plenty on the edges, even if you you know, go over with scraper or something, or a credit card, just to make sure there's plenty on there. Okay. It's going to dry because the sun's on it. It doesn't matter which way, and then I just put that in. If you've got a little bit of overhang, that's all right. You can again use your file, or you can trim it. Like so. Just remember. I better come to the last bit and I forget. Just got to make sure there's some on the edges. So there's a tiny wee bit of a hang there, okay, but I will file that off. You can use just normal PVA for this. I'm doing this because it dries quick, so. Let's get that out of the way. I see myself getting glue all over that. I'm not the neatest of workers, folks. I'm sure you know. Okay, I'll get a credit card or something like that, embossing thing, and I'll just go around the edges, make sure those edges are nicely in. It's quite nice if you ink around all the edges first as well, like I done on all of them. Okay, because if you've got a little bit of a gap anywhere, then it doesn't notice. Okay, I don't use the file folder until the file nail file until this is totally dry. Okay, it's really important. I must admit that was nice and easy cutting it with only because the file was open, and I thought, why am I making a template when I can just cut it? I do pay particular attention always to the outside bits, you know, like these bits here. That's the first bit done. Right, it's not quite dry, but I think I'll get away with it. I did start to see what it was like and it was fine. So any bits, I actually still go around here. I like to see that white, yeah, and then I'll ink it up just to give a bit of age to it, really. And like I said, if you were doing that and you glued the piece of paper on, this is what you would do. You'd keep doing that until it come away, and it gives you a really nice edge. So that's how I used to do decoupage furniture and things years ago. Okay, some of these are not quite stuck down, but I'm not worried about that because I'm going to be covering it with glue anyway. So let's do that one. Just a bit of white. Come up a bit there, which is what I wanted to do, just to, because you do get aging in corners, don't you? It seems to collect. Right, there's one edge that I haven't done, and a little bit there. You can just feel it. Go inside and do that. And then I usually get a bit of a wet wipe, not too wet, if you know what I mean, just to get all the dust off. And I sort of put more in the corner areas. I mean, you can get the Tim Holtz do sets of boxes, doesn't he? And I thought they were quite reasonable actually. A little vinaigrette, so you could do similar to what I'm doing. Let's see, there's a little bit lift in here, but I don't worry about that because I go around all that when I glue in a minute when I put the top coat on. That's done. Right, there we go. Right, okay, I'll go and find my Mod Podge. Okay, my Mod Podge is a bit old now and it's a bit lumpy in the bottom, so I do have to be a bit careful because I get a few lumps in it. I've got, doesn't look very nice in there. I tend to do the outside first because I can hold it in the middle, and then I can do the inside while it stays there. So yeah, and this all dries clear, so it doesn't matter if the ink runs a bit. That's even better. I quite like that because it gives it a aged look all over. So what I'll do, I'll go against the grain on these edges here, okay, see if there's anything to lift up, and then straight down, yeah. And same here. Let's see if there's anything. Okay, I'll do a couple of sides like that first. Okay, then because it's small enough to go in my hand like that, I'll just go around now. The Tim Holtz stuff, you know, the gloss medium, or not gloss medium, matte medium, is it? Or matte collage medium will be brilliant for this sort of thing. And he's also got the hardware as well, hasn't he? You know, I can't get everything. I wish I could. My money goes towards like the dies and the stamps, really. I love all the ideology stuff, though. It's absolutely brilliant. That's what that is. Like, can't get everything. Wish I could. Well, don't wish, actually. No, that's fine. I don't like wishing. So, see what I mean? There's just lumps, but that's my glue. Okay, I usually do a couple of coats. Okay, I will go around here. There's a little bit, see that there. I might have to file that before I glue it next time, yeah? And I'll just wipe off there. I don't really want any there. It's drying. Okay, I'll leave it alone because it's drying. I quite like that wood top, so you don't have to get glue on that bit if you don't want to. I usually do this at the end of the day, and then I'll leave it here. I do one coat on the inside and two on the outside. Get glue on here. You can, again, before you do your next coat, you can file this down, sand it down a bit. Right, okay, so it's all nice and dry now. Okay, I got my husband to put this on because they're like the industrial ones, and he has to cut off the screws for me so they don't go right through. So I'll get him to do that. I don't do that. The Tim Holtz ones, I haven't checked, but I'm sure they most probably got like either Brad's or something like that. I will have a look because I just haven't looked, but I think they're smaller as well. He does quite a few in a pack, I think, of all different ones, which are all great for this sort of thing. But anyway, that's how I put it together. Okay, and now to the fun part of filling it up. And these fit the Tim Holtz file folders brilliantly, so I shall be doing something with that. There we go. So they'll fit in there. So they'll look nice. And also I think some of Tim Holtz ones got little compartments as well. Brilliant. I haven't learned how to do that yet, so that'll be my next one, because I think you've got to learn to engrave a little bit out. I mean, I could get a husband to do it, don't get me wrong, because he'll just saw a bit out and then you put a little bit across, but I'm quite happy with that at the moment. And I might do one for my Sizzix. That's a good idea, actually. My Sizzix folders, you know, the actual these. So how much bigger would I have to do? Not much bigger, look. So yeah, I'll measure that today and do one for those, I think, because they'll look nice if they're in something as well, sort of similar height. I think would be nice. So yeah, that's it. Okay, so that was just a little video on people that are interested how I put them together. So Again, thank you everybody for your support and watching me and everything, and I'll speak to you soon. Bye.